Alright, so let's go over the dream that I had about the Asian girl anyway, okay? Let me go over the premise of it, right? I'm dating this redhead named Lisa Baker, right? She talks to me about her cousin who's Indian, right? So, after she tells me that, I have a dream of this Asian-looking girl with long black hair, okay, who you might just say look like Kelly or Maribel, or any Asian girl, really. Okay, but when I met her again, right, she didn't look like the girl in the dream. I don't know what that had to do with. Like I said before, but I told Maribel and Kelly I dreamed of them. But what it means is what? I dreamed of an Asian-looking girl. Now, that don't mean I knew her race. It don't mean she was an Indian or not an Indian. She didn't even look like the girl Lisa told me about, which was one of her cousins, right? I don't know what it means. But it could be my future wife. It might not be. But here's the problem. You can't be married, right? You can't be with another being. You can't, unless, you know, like with David or something. I don't know. But again, I don't try to what? Entice a young girl to do anything other than be a young girl. I have problems with my relationship, so I don't want to add to hers or things like that. But I am looking for a girlfriend, maybe. And the thing about the dream, even the blonde is a brunette on the bottom, not the top. Know what that means? So it could even be a girl with blue eyes, and I wouldn't know, or green eyes. The thing is, even red hair in a certain light can look black. But like I told you, it's a dream. Too. That I told Maribel about, that I had too. Right? Kelly too. But that don't mean she listened to what I said about the dream. Right? Right. Exactly right. And that's the point of it. And nothing happened with me and the cousin either. Right? But again, it did with me and Maribel. And I told her about the dream too, right? And that she looked like the girl in the dream, kind of, right? That was another, I guess you would call that a coincidence. I don't know. But I warned her of it just in case it was more than a coincidence. Her and my dad being born on July 3rd, okay? Though hers is before, right, in the Philippines, right? And my dad would be born here in America, which is on a different time zone, right? Too, stuff like that, too, right? You know, technically, yes and no. Technically, yes and no. She was born on the other side of the world, though, too. Where July 3rd, when it gets around here, it's still July 3rd, but if it's like late July 3rd, could even be July 4th in the Philippines, you know? Right? You know what I mean? Right. And then here it could be still July 3rd, right? It's the timeline too, right? So like I told her, I'm just warning you, I see little coincidences. Whatever you want to call them, signs, coincidences. Maybe you need to use your head and not just treat me like shit and me suddenly break up with you because she called me 3 years later telling me about Patrick being 4 pounds 9 ounces, and I looked into it, right? Like any caring ex-boyfriend would, and found out, wait a minute now. You're with this guy in December, you have a baby in May. Okay, he's 4 pounds 9 ounces, and you called me 3 years later. Why? What does it have to do with me by then? It's not his or something? Or did he figure out it's not his and made you call me? And you both told me the same thing, right? Come on. Now, there's only several ways that can happen, right? One is someone messes with your birth control pills. 2 is you built up a tolerance to your brokerage bills. 3 is what? You got a bad batch of brokerage bills from the factory or something, right? Well, I did cheat on you with Michelle, too, right? Whatever the deciding factor was, though, if that's when Patrick's birth weight traced back to, including the 2 weeks they don't count, which is because he's not an ounce yet, till he was born, which is, traces back to October 2, right? 3rd. That means she has a problem if I got her pregnant somehow, right? Not me. I broke up with her fair and square because she wasn't treating me right the whole time, right? But by then I'm thinking she's either against my schizophrenia or won't spark back, right? Whatever. Exactly my point. I keep telling you, I know there's 2 reasons to break up with someone. They don't understand you. They don't really want to be with you, and they're using you for sex, it seems like, dude, right? Now, I don't know nothing about any Michelles, except that one's the daughter of the people at the Chinatown Buffet. That's it. That's what they call her, right? It's not even her Chinese birth name, I guess, right? But I don't know nothing about it, right? Other than that, right? I don't even talk to her anymore because she's been working out at the store recently. I don't know why. But it makes you wonder if you're dealing with a mental illness, if they're using the mental illness against you still, right? Not you then, though. And same with Kelly, right? See, you can use the mental illness in a way I'm not dealing with it because it's work-related. You're forgetting that little detail. See. Alright, I wasn't born like the little girl in the documentary with Oprah. Them thinking I was hearing voices or schizophrenic or making up too outlandish of stories. I wasn't going to my mom and telling her there's an alien in our backyard or shit like that. That would qualify. Right. And trying to get her to see the alien. Yeah, that's a hallucination there, right? Right? In fact, Dr. Weinreb, when I was seen by her and going through A school, saw no psychotic or schizophrenic behavior in me. That means it's work-related mental illness, which is not typical schizophrenia either. It's therefore not textbook either. Because I was conjugate to the voice I heard that caused me to tell Sheena to marry me in Jerusalem, right? Whatever it was that flipped her off, though, it couldn't have been just that letter. That I didn't hear the voice till we were in Sicily, right? So that's why I'm asking her now, did someone type you a letter when I was handwriting you a letter? Now let me tell you something about men, dumbass. We do not switch from writing you by hand to typing the letter to you. Here's why. We don't really type well. Most of us, unless you desire to be a secretary, which, I did a little typing in school around the 9th grade, I think. I don't know how well I did, but it was probably not a C or a B. Maybe a D. Maybe even an F. I don't remember. But I had no desire to be a secretary at all. Most men, if they write you a handwritten letter, only write your handwritten letter. Right. We don't switch off to a typewriter after a few letters from her, responding to her normally, right, with their own letters from the start too, right, and then switch suddenly to a typewriter. Unless there's someone on my ship trying to sabotage the relationship without me knowing about it. Using someone who can type in the division, the third-class petty officer I was telling you about, who typed up the reports for Lieutenant Guzman. But I know they more forced him, and I don't care if he admits it or not. Right? By now. But he's the only one I know in the division who actually, A, had a typewriter he could type on, and B, could type up letters for them, unless they did it themselves, of course, too. Right? I don't know. But like most men, I don't switch from writing the girl handwritten letters to type letters when I'm an electrician on the ship. That's not assigned to me, or I don't even get one. I don't even know where there was one on the ship, except that he had one. And he does it to type up the reports to Lieutenant Guzman, or the new ensign who was on the ship. I don't remember his name. Or the third-class petty officer. I can only describe him to you. He had black hair, blue eyes, kind of pale, kind of chubby, but not, regular size, right? God. I ain't forgot him either. But see, if Ben and King, are re-aware of me now, they could be fucking with me still. Like I said, I don't know who it is. I'm just trying to make a point to whoever it is, though. This is the same shit I went through on the Saipan, right? Before I got to Portsmouth. And in Portsmouth, I blossomed, right? When they stuck me in Medhold, they put me with a couple jobs. One was shredding the documents in the warehouse, and then they put me in the medboard room making copies, right? Where they typed up the medboards and everything. And then they had me to start delivering the medboards to the different doctors and bringing back the medboards. And I did all that. In fact, even if they wanted me to wait, they could rely on me. And this started in around maybe November. Then in February, I meet Daphne. I think we hit it off, maybe. I don't know by now. But we start a whirlwind relationship and get married within a month. He gets pregnant within the month, right? Maybe the first few days. We start the relationship. So again, until we're supposed to go get her daughter in August, which is 6 months later, right? Then the proverbial shit hit the fan. Alright, here's the problem though. It started in August. I went up to Bethesda, right? Came back. She wanted to go get Amanda from Arkansas, and she wanted me to drive to Arkansas with her. Okay, I had to be back by Monday. So here I am driving like bat shit, bat out of hell, through the mountains, Daphne. Because I got to be back by Monday. You did not tell me you had a 2-week vacation or something. Because I was in Bethesda. Because I could not speak and started mumbling. And they put me in the ward. You knew that. So who's in a hurry there? Anyway, and gets mad with me because I'm driving real fast through the mountains anyway, Daphne. You. And leaves me stranded in Tennessee. Over something stupid that if it was really a problem, we made it past the goddamn mountains of Tennessee, dumbass. Don't you know what that means? That part of the journey was over with. That ain't even an excuse to leave me in Tennessee. You know it. Don't even play that shit on me. So then, I call my mom, get her up, bus back, stay on the couch, when we get back. That's all I know. Anything more happened on YouTube, right? keep telling you that shit too. Or something happened on base more than I can remember. Now, I could have ran on base into the gay Navy. These are the closeted mofos because they can't reveal they're in the Navy. That's what I'm worried about now, too. Now, I'm just treating Ben and King like they were maybe just not wanting to work with me for some reason. All this time, too, until I start studying into the pharmaceutical industry, right? Trying to be a pharmacy tech, and they talk about quid pro quo and all that. I never heard of quid pro quo growing up. I might have heard of tit for tat, but there was no tat for tit. I didn't want what they were offering. Either way. All I mean, I'm not a goy either. I'm not gay either. If you know what that means in the Hebrew, I don't know. But anyone, okay, is either a Jew who used that word, gay, or is trying to imply you're homosexual. Another meaning for the word. Or it's someone who's bright and shiny and likes colorful things like pink, fluorescent colors and shit like that. Like there's something wrong with that too. Right? Some people actually stereotype people who like such colors as being homosexual or something's off with them. Though again, being an electrician, I deal with fluorescents and neon lights sometimes, right? But see, I'm from Georgia, right? I'm not even going there. I'm wanting to become a heating and air specialist when I get out the Navy, figuring going on the ship would give me some experience of working with the air conditioning, heating and air on the ship, probably think, right? But that didn't work out because on base I was injured, being locked out my room rather unexpectedly on payday. All I can tell you about that too, I took $250 at the ATM and it turned up missing. Now what happened after that, I can only tell you to the point of letting go of the roof to get onto the window ledge, right? After that I blacked out, woke up in the ER. But then, we got the car wreck when I was 16, which happened when I met Lisa at the river, and then I was in the car wreck, and then I met her later on. Okay, I'm dropping little Roddy off, and I'm in the hospital less than a few days. I don't know the actual time period until now, too, right? But additionally, I only thought it was a few days, right? No more than 2, right? Well, it was under 2, but technically 2. Saturday, Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday, right? Maybe 3. Maybe 3 days, right? Because I got there before 6:30 p.m. And in Georgia, it's still light at 6:30 p.m. Right? Sound familiar? Right? I was in the hospital on the day of rest before sunset. But I'm not like Jesus, huh? No, you're not like Jesus, huh? But woke up the same night in the hospital now. I'm not saying I didn't. Right? All I can tell you. Exactly. Right. So anyway. Alright. Ever since, though, before I got off the ship, I started having sex with a lot of girls, right? But the relationships wouldn't really last. Most of them were one-night stands, right? Or I would have to meet the girl at a motel or stuff like that. But like I told you, I don't lie, I know. And I don't know why, so, since I'm single, I don't know nothing more about it. But like I told you before, if someone is married and not telling you, you don't know that either, Potiphar's wife. But if you know they're married, I don't mess with a married woman. Either. Unless, again, she speaks about house at night and tells me she has marital problems and her husband won't break up with her or something like that. I ain't saying there's 0% chance of that either, like with David and Abigail. And Naaman. Read that story, why don't you? That's in the Bible too. But anyway, get the point.